Hey everybody, how you doing? Steve Nelson Jr. here of CryptoTalk.news, and I've got a special interview for you guys today, as we've been talking about all week. I have sitting here Adriaan Brink of Better Betting, which is a new blockchain gambling platform, and I've been following this project here for actually quite some time, and it has really had me interested, and I got into following them on Telegram, and I really wanted to bring them onto the show, because I like doing interviews with CEOs and project managers of ICOs. I think it gives investors a chance to talk with, or at least get to hear from these project managers and CEOs firsthand. So I reached out to them, and they were more than happy to come onto the show. So I want to go ahead and introduce Adriaan Brink of Better Betting. Hey, welcome to the show, Adriaan.
Thank you. Hi.
First off, I know that I didn't get to see the full speech yet, but guys, if you go look, he actually spoke at the Blockchain Expo in London
Sorry, we
yesterday.
had a technical glitch then.
It's not
We
it
lost
that
connection for a minute.
that is no problem. So yeah, he spoke at the Blockchain Expo, and they do have some videos of that up. I believe they're on the Better Betting site, and I'll let him tell you guys a little bit about that. But I know you've been doing a lot of these speeches. I've actually got to see some, and that's kind of what enticed me a little bit to reach out to you as well, because you're very passionate when you speak about your project and just about blockchain technology in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, I enjoy it. It's something that I do for fun. It's not a job.
Well, and that's good. I think when people do something for fun, they tend to go a lot farther in it. When you enjoy something, it opens your mind and it allows you to kind of think in aspects and in ways that you wouldn't normally think.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I mean, yeah, I kind of fell into gambling in 1995. It's online gambling. I was involved in other online businesses prior to that, and I just love the whole way it works. It's an entertainment thing. We get we get from all over the world, and over the years I've had many consumer-facing gaming sites I've been involved in various ways where we've had millions of customers, and it's actually great fun. It's not a it's about entertaining people and providing a means of entertainment which has a different outcome to going to the movies or whatever. But it's not. It is. It's a tremendous form of entertainment. I've loved my involvement in the past, and I also like disrupting things. And I think the opportunity of being able to disrupt things with the blockchain and introducing blockchain to the betting world was something that I'm very glad I'm finally able to commercialize it. I mean, I've been working on it for quite a long time, whiteboarding it and doing models and trying to figure out how best to do it. And I think we've got the right model now, and we're very close to now completing the ICO and getting on with the real hard work of making something work, which is the real game.
yo. And that was one of the questions that I did want to get to. You said you've been involved with it for a while. How long exactly have you been working with blockchain technology? I mean, really, we all think about Bitcoin and when it started about 9 years ago. Hey, were you kind of, once you kind of realized not just about Bitcoin but about the technology behind it, so 7, 8, 9 years ago, is that really how long you've been working and kind of learning about it?
Well, actually, it's quite interesting because I started a business called iCoins.com,
Yep.
prior to Bitcoin appearing, and it really had very similar goals to Bitcoin. I ran it on Facebook in the early Facebook days as a payment mechanism, and in those days there was a bunch. We had Bebo and
Yep.
trying to remember MySpace, of course, MySpace,
Yes.
Bebo,
Yep.
Facebook. So we had a inter system payment mechanism based on iCoins in those days, and that was quite a while ago. It must have been at least 9 or 10 years ago, and then that was hard to commercialize. We got some traction, but it was very hard to make enough money out of to warrant the amount of money we put into developing it. And
Gotcha.
then, of course, I got to see Bitcoin when it first came out. I actually met John Matonis 7 years ago, I think it was, in Gibraltar, and he was talking about Bitcoin and saying it was before the Mt. Gox collapse. And saying, well, we should get
Yeah.
involved. Maybe we should do an exchange. Why don't we go buy Mt. Gox and all sort of stuff? And I was saying, John, I've just been burned with this iCoins thing. It's cost me a fortune. Anyway, long story short, it captured my attention at the time, and I have to say, looking at Bitcoin, I thought, well, actually, it's a better model technically. I kind of conceded defeat on the technical front,
Yep.
but so obviously I followed it since then, and I've had a bit of a dabble, like everybody has, in the various aspects, mining and so on. But really, the last year and a half looked at how can we take blockchain technology and apply it to sports betting and create something that's truly disruptive. Not, I was very keen not to just build a sports book on blockchain because that's relatively easy. Lots of guys are doing that. There's quite a few out there. I'm not saying they won't work. Some will, some won't, no doubt. But ultimately, they're just starting up another B2C gaming operation, which has all the challenges of any other B2C gaming operation. The fact that they're on blockchain is not really going to differentiate from the challenges of running a B2C gaming operation, which is acquiring customers and CRM and all the other bits and pieces that go with it. And so with better betting, what we've done is deliberately position ourselves not as a B2C gaming operator, but as if you like, the railway tracks upon which anyone can operate. So allowing any operator or any individual to get into the business and just ensuring that the underlying transactions work with the blockchain-based technology.
I see, and I like that because it's not, you're not severely limited to what you do. You're actually creating a platform for other companies or projects. Essentially, if they want to do gaming or whatnot, if they want to do something like that, they can be able to do that on your platform as well. So it's not just what you're doing. I think that's unique. So you did mention iCoins and such like that. When you first started following blockchain technology, since you had your past in online gambling, did you immediately click the two, or was it, like you said, about a year and a half ago when you said you decided to focus on applying that? Did you, like, when you started really learning about blockchain technology, and since you had your past in gambling, was it an immediate click, or did it actually take you a while? And what I want to get to with this question is, I don't believe that people have kind of figured out everything that can be done with this new technology. And somebody that, and what I'm trying to point out is somebody that's been in gambling and online gambling and then learning the technology. Was it an immediate click, or what, even for somebody like you, was it just not an immediate click?
I think one has to put it in perspective. 6 years ago, it wasn't obvious that Bitcoin or in the years subsequent to that, the other technologies that came out were going to be successful. It did take some time before it was clear that this was a technology that would achieve sufficient market penetration to be deemed to be a success. So I would say certainly in the first 3 or 4 years, it was not obvious that Bitcoin or even Ether is not that old, but even the newer technology would be the way that things happen in the future.
Gotcha.
Absolutely, gaming and payments are totally related, and no question about that. So it's not. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that if there's a payment mechanism that's based on some other system, it may work in gaming. I mean, that's kind of obvious. But
Yes.
I think really for me, it was in the last 2 years that I really started looking at the technology in more depth and saying, how can we apply this to sports betting? How can we make it work? And to be honest with you, it took me a while to figure out the commercial model that I thought would work because, as I say, I didn't want to just be an operator. And that has these new startups that are in a similar space, who are essentially operators on the blockchain, are going to face these legal challenges, regulatory challenges. I've been in gaming 22 years, and I can tell you they're not insignificant. You can throw up a Bitcoin casino and hide out in some little island somewhere, but eventually someone's going to find you there. That's just the way it is. So we built this model to be, I hope, to be more impervious to regulatory intervention. We're not trying to avoid regulatory intervention, but what we're trying to do is provide a model that works with regulatory intervention, but also provides the means for betting to happen between disparate parties who may be in very different regulatory environments. And I think that we've achieved that with the underlying architectural design.
And that is amazing because we all know that gambling's been around for many years in many different forms. And this, I believe that this is a more secure way for things to be able to happen. I think it's, I think it's going to be the future, obviously, of a lot of things, and the future in gambling, and it's good to see a company that's paving the way. Is there anything, I know
let
there's
me
some
just
Okay,
take
go
you
ahead.
up on a point there, because I hear this so often. I mean, I heard it yesterday at a blockchain show from what may be deemed to be a competitor of ours in the talk prior to mine. Gambling is not an insecure occupation right now. I mean, these people who go out and say, well, you can't trust operators and they're going to unfairly weigh the odds and they're going to steal your money and they're not going to pay you. That's all bullshit, all due respect.
Okay, no, and that,
I've been in this game for 22 years, believing there's nothing more honest than your underground bookmaker. The last thing he's
yeah,
going to do is
that's,
stiff you because he wants you to come back tomorrow. It's as
yep,
simple as that. The odds are in the operator's favor, always in gambling. The roulette wheel's got a zero for a reason. They don't need to cheat. There's no
no,
requirement to do that. So
gotcha.
this whole argument that we've got a platform and therefore it's going to be more fair for the player, sorry, that's an argument solving a problem that doesn't exist. What our technology is not about that. I mean, it does provide that, obviously, as a side effect,
Yes.
but it's about reachability. It's about enabling people who don't know each other, disparate parties, whether that be an individual in a sports book or an individual, to place bets with one another and know that the bets will be settled without any prior contract. So I can bet will be settled in the favor of the winner in a fair, appropriate. I got connections going a
Yep.
bit.
It's okay. It happens like that sometimes. And I wasn't meaning it necessarily in the way that it would be more fair. I just think uh that the concept is unique, and not that it would even give them an upper advantage, but it gives them that security.
Yeah, look, a punter wants to know they'll get paid. But
Yes.
reality is a punter on any sports book in the world right now will get paid. That's not something that's new. You go and register at Bet365, they're going to pay you when you win. They're not going to stop. But there are other advantages. On Bet365, if you're good at gambling on horses, you'll get stake factored down. You'll be down to a maximum $5 bet if you're lucky. And that's what happens because they get to know you and they say, we don't risk it in these guys. If you get to some of the other markets, the Asian markets, they don't care so much about player stake factoring. They've got enough volume that doesn't matter. And if you're clever, you can make money. So what? So it's a different mentality there. But it's about, for us, it's about access to betting. It's about having a liquidity pool of bets that's big enough that anyone can place a bet for any amount from wherever they are, and the bet will be settled fairly in favor of the winner. And that last bit, the fairly settled in favor of the winner, is based on blockchain technology, and it's in common with many of these other sports books. But I don't see it as being the primary differentiator at all.
Gotcha. So tell us about better betting and the token. About you said smart contracts. It's a ERC20 token, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, at the moment, it's an ERC20 token. We chose to sit on top of Ethereum because it's the most prevalent blockchain right now for this sort of thing. There are others out there, and I'm looking very much interested in some of the technology developments. I think within a year, we may find ourselves in a position where we want to switch. But having said that, within a year, Ethereum will also develop, so it may not be the case. We're not wedded to Ethereum. We could base the system on any blockchain. Our a big chunk of our technology is not on blockchain at all, and that would be transportable across to any other platform anyway. But for
Nice.
now, Ethereum does the job, and as far as I'm concerned, for the stage we're at now, it's fine. So it's an ERC20 token. The token which is being right now is fairly simple. It's a normal ERC20 token with a few added functions for escrowing, so we can escrow funds and pay them back, pay back winnings. There's another smart contract that sits alongside that for betting, which handles the mechanics behind placing the sports bet and confirming and resulting and so on.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, where do you see your largest market as far as, I mean, you want it to be globally, but do you see it more as people coming to your platform and using it as a consumer, or do you see it as other companies coming and building on your platform, games, different betting and such like that? Where do you, because I know that you're going to offer both, but I'm sure you're not going to, you guys personally aren't going to offer ever betting thing. They're going to have, it's going to be a conglomerate, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it's kind of a mixture. I mean, there's an element of B2B and B2C in it, if you like.
Yes.
We will provide reference clients, which we'll distribute. Those means of access for consumers, whether they be punters or layers. An individual can act as a sports book if he feels he has the knowledge and wants to offer So that will be we'll provide that free of charge. We're going to open source all that sort of stuff. But we're also offering APIs for sportsbooks, and I anticipate situations where certain sportsbooks may API into it, and they may provide their own client which filters only their bets. So essentially, we've now provided a sportsbook with an on-blockchain system that is they're not competing with everybody else because they're filtering out the bets of everybody else, and that I don't mind. So far as I'm concerned, as long as they use our token, I don't mind how they do it. Really, it's about being able to one-click bet from anywhere. I think we're going to see some really nice smart apps appearing, little widgets in Telegram, for example, where you can place a bet on a single game, no hunting for the bets, push a button and it's done, that sort of thing. And that may or may not be with a book in Asia or in England or in America or wherever. It doesn't matter where it's with. The odds are right, and you want to make the bet. Simple.
It's there. And see, I like that. It's unique. You've now got platforms like Telegram that you can be able to integrate things like this into. I think that just the technology and where everything's going is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. I see in the future that there's going to be less and less of go to your sports book, scroll through half a dozen, you want to place the bet. It'll be more a case of you're watching television and the bet pops up on the TV screen using the API within the TV, and you say, yeah, I push the red button, I'll take the bet. That's how it's going to be in the future. And when you get to that scenario, you're not going to be pushing a red button, logging in, seeing if you've got funds in your account, depositing from NetSeller and placing the bet. No one's going to do that. So you're going to be pushing a button and the bet's placed, or it ain't going to work. And that's a whole other angle which I think will become really interesting. And it works within regulated markets very well. And it's very easy for us to provide authentication as part of the platform, so that a sports book in the UK, which is under UKGC regulations, can require KYC and customer account setup and so on in order for the bet to take place. But they only do that once, and once they've done that, then do the one-click betting. So this is a system that will work across all markets.
And that is absolutely amazing. Now, there's some people that are going to be watching this interview that may not have even heard of Better Betting yet, or maybe the ICO that you have going on. So can you can you give us some basics on the symbol? What's your ticker? How many coins are being released? Your roadmap a little bit. Where's your how many tokens are being sold at the ICO? And kind of let some people know a little bit about where you guys are headed right now, that if they're first seeing this for the first time.
Yeah, so the ICO, we started late last year, probably the worst time to start an ICO because it's Christmas and everything else. But anyway, we got off to a reasonably slow start. But we finished on 31st of January, 2018. We have a total of 650 million, that's a hard cap, of which about 500 million are just liquid. The rest are held in reserve and so on. Priced at 10 cents a token. At the retail is a small bonus round on the go at the moment. We are pretty close to 5 mil now in the raise. A lot of the raise has come through bulk sales, which aren't displayed on the website yet. So we're actually close to 5. We're way past our soft cap, which is great. So we know we're going to go ahead either way. But as I say, we've got another 10 days to go, and we'll see where we go on that. The ultimate, the most important thing for any token sale, in my view, is liquidity post ICO, and we're very fortunate in that respect, in that we have big support in Asia from sportsbooks in Asia who are encouraging their players to use the token even from day one as a value token. So what we're seeing is buying in Asia from individuals and from agents down there who will distribute the tokens and use it as a value token from day one. So I think that's really important. For any token, it needs to be used. Otherwise, your market cap ain't going to go nowhere, and the price is going to go nowhere. So in terms of market cap, I don't know if you know how big the sportsbook business is. Probably there's $50 to $100 billion sitting right now in escrow and accounts and sportsbooks around the world. It's an absolutely huge industry. At $50 million, we're not starting at a very high level market cap wise. So if we get 1% of that, we're 10 times the price. Yeah, so I think
you guys priced it out. Yeah, I think you guys priced it out extremely fair. And taking a leap, I know that there may be other platforms that are coming out or similar to it, because I mean it's obviously the beginning of type of rush. But there's a reason that I'm interviewing you, and I chose this platform because just the whole concept of what you've got interests me. I actually saw a video that you spoke at one of the conferences, and from there I was looking at your website and checking out everything,
Singapore.
all from
Yeah.
watching you speak. So, you know, very interesting. And guys, I'm going to have a link below. I'm actually not going to make it an affiliate link, where you can go ahead and click on and sign up and go ahead and become part of this ICO. I don't want to use this interview as a way to promote the channel getting tokens, so I'm just going to make it a link there where you guys can go ahead and participate in this ICO. Adriaan, I wanted to ask, you know, inadvertently, this is not something that I necessarily fully support, but I know that there's many different people that are in cryptocurrencies and maybe traders that are watching this interview. You had listed on the site a few different exchanges that you guys are talking to. I want to get a little bit personal on this one and just kind of ask you, what is the exchange that you feel you would most likely want to be listed on, like that is your personal, I want to be on this exchange?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. The problem, as you probably know right now, is that the exchanges are all absolutely flat out. I mean, the last 3 months, because of the massive influx of consumers into this marketplace, it's really hard to get on exchanges.
It is.
Well, Hit BDC will probably be the one that will the big one that will go on first, and hopefully we can get a few
Nice.
more after that. But yeah, it's a tough nut to crack, and in some of our local markets in Asia, we're looking at localized solutions as well, which are for the punters, basically. So, yeah.
Very nice. You know, I got to get a little bit personal there. And last question that's really kind of personal is, where do you see cryptocurrencies, not necessarily better betting, just cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology in 5 years?
Oh, I doubt that question from anyone. I'm not going to say my answer. I mean, it's going to be huge. It's the way the world's going to work in the future, isn't it? I mean, that's obvious to me. Fiat currencies are fundamentally flawed. I think anyone in this space knows that anyway. So yeah, it's going to be huge. Which one is an interesting question. That's a far more
It
interesting
is.
question than will crypto be huge. But yeah, and in terms of which one, I'm not going to go on camera now and give you my bets on that one.
No, of course.
But so yeah, no question is the future. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting. Well, I know that you're a busy man. I know you have the blockchain expo going on. I want to say thank you very much to you and your whole team, who has been very responsive to me through multiple different platforms, be it email, be it through Skype, be it through Telegram. So you guys have been absolutely amazing, and I
Awesome.
really appreciate
Good
what you
job,
guys are
guys.
doing.
Great. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for the interview.
Of course. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.